weird factor in Zerg vs. Zerg where all those early units, Zerglings, Banelings, and Roaches are so strong that you have to make sure you have enough of them to defend your opponent's attack. Right. You can't rely too much on those spine crawlers. As a result, if you make too many units, in other matchups you'd be like, oh no, I overmade defense. In Zerg vs. Zerg, you just box everything and you go attack. And that's kind of what we ended up seeing when Sen played against Rhett earlier today.
Yeah, ZVZ is actually one of the harder mirror matchups simply because at the flick of a dime, I mean, something could just go terribly wrong and you could just lose right there.
Yeah, and I mean, Sen's opponent, though Sen has amazing timing pushes, Killer plays very unorthodox Zerg vs. Zerg. Killer, I think a lot of people know Team Dignitas very well. Killer is one of those players who has been performing brilliantly for his team online, but in offline events hasn't really made a splash, but this is his chance to shine.
Yeah, I mean, he got second at the Latin American Invitational, and this is probably the biggest tournament he's ever played in.
Yes,
Something you really got to think about factoring into this match is going to be nerves. Is he going to get nervous here on the big stage? Well, we'll have to wait and see, Sean.
Yeah, we can actually take a look, though, at that lower bracket to really demonstrate that Killer shouldn't be as nervous as he might think. I mean, Killer has performed brilliantly. He's already in the third round of the lower bracket. The winner of this match actually goes on to face Select in one of the lower bracket semifinals. So I'm unsure. Do you think it's going to be Killer's unorthodoxy or Sen's just strong timing pushes that'll take the win?
Well, if history has anything to really say about it, I think Sen would probably be the better player, the more experienced player. But sometimes the weird play can really outsmart your opponent and really catch him off guard. So I don't really know. I think it's going to be a good match regardless, though, Sean.
I'm excited to see the fireworks. Is everyone here at BlizzCon 2011 ready?
I think they're ready, Sean.
Yeah, Day 9 Thunder Sticks. That is so kick-ass. Yes. And it looks like our match is now getting started. Who are our players, JP?
Well, we're going to be on Shakur's Plateau, but when we see them spawn, Sean, yes. They're doing the Astro Boy. I don't know what that was.
Dude, that is my Power Ranger set of moves that I learned when I was oh so young, and I'm ready to whip them out here as we are going into game number 1 in the top left corner, the Cinderella story of this tournament. Coming all the way from Chile, it is Dignitas Killer.
Down here in the bottom right, it's going to be the old pro from Taiwan, Sen, the red Zerg.
I mean, cannot emphasize enough how weird Killer's play is. I mean, for the most part, Sen likes to stay hatch tech and make a lot of early aggressive moves, and the big key to his early aggression is going to be 2 queens. Ordinarily, you need just one, of course, to do the larva injects, but he gets the second one to block the entrance to his ramp, and oh my god, JP is...
Uh-oh. Here we go, Sean. I mean, we talked about his unorthodox play, and we're seeing it right here with that very, very early pull.
And it's not even a 10 pool, it's a 9 pool. Just a smidge earlier. And to be clear, this is not some sort of weird cheese all-in. A lot of people tend to think the earlier the pool, the more aggressive the player is trying to be. But keep in mind, if you build a pool this early, you're going to get a corresponding queen very, very early as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to those North American Invitationals where it was Sheth versus Idra, I do believe.
Yeah, yeah.
And in game 1, you know, Sheth did something similar to this, and it really caught Idra off guard. He wasn't really sure how to deal with it. So I think that is what Killer's going for here. The thing that's going to hurt him is this map is very, very large, especially cross-map positions. So he's going to try to get the lings over there, but he might not really do too much. But is that a hatch first?
Oh, no, it's a hatch first play by Sen.
Uh-oh. Well, he might actually do a lot of damage with these early lings, Sean.
Oh, this is going to be absolutely brutal. And Sen getting a gas geyser next.
Well, I mean, if there's any player that can deal with the pressure that's about to occur, it should be Sen. I mean, he's very, very seasoned pro here.
Sen regularly has made absolutely brilliant comebacks in these major tournaments, but the spawning pool is also at such a vulnerable location. Killer can easily come onto the right side, and then it's almost impossible to get those drones to surround, and here come the Zerglings, JP.
And there comes Sen's Overlord. He has seen the fact that they are coming. He cancels the hatchery.
Oh, and he's canceling it. He's pulling back, and now Sen is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And here he comes. He's going to be coming up the ramp. And Sen, you know, he's going to have to use his drones and only his drones right now to deal with this. That spawning pool is only in half.
And he's
like
going
you
for
said,
the spawning
Sean,
pool.
he's going for the spawning pool.
He's pulling along the right flank, and all the drones have to go so far away.
Is he going to trap him?
Oh, no. He's going to... He gets the trap.
He gets the surround, but he needs to make sure to pull back the drones at low HP, and he's doing an okay job, but...
Oh!
Wow. Sen is just destroying those lings with the drones.
Wait,
the spawning
what?
pool is finished.
He's... Well, he's killed 4 workers of the initial 18. So I mean, Sen's doing fine.
Yeah. You sound surprised, Sean.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, if I just have no units, my drones, they'll take care of it. It's not a big deal. What, they're workers, but they're aggressive. They're pissed off. They work all day.
They're the Lings. Sen is going to hold this so easily, Sean.
Incredible defense by Sen.
Wow. So where is this going to put Killer right now in this game, Sean?
You know, I'm thinking that the fact that he got such an early pool, look at this. The second queen is nearing completion for Killer, and that second queen is your ticket to powering, your ticket to building drones. You can block the front of your base with those 2 queens, and because they are so large, no banelings, no zerglings can manage to squeeze their way up. So we're going to see Killer go into a large amount of drone production very soon. Though Killer didn't do earth-shatteringly gigantic damage, he still is going to be able to pull slightly ahead in drones consistently, and his baneling nest is coming down, and it looks like Sen has no intention of getting a baneling nest anytime soon in an expansion. Again, this hatch is putting Sen in a rough spot.
And we see over here at the natural of Killer, some Lings of Sen have actually gotten caught. He's trying to figure out the best way to get him out, but there's Killer just being so effective with keeping him pinned in. Is Sen going to be able to get out of here, Sean? It looks like he might be able to now, but some Lings are sneaking in, Sean.
Oh, no, it looks like 2 Zerglings going to sneak in. They waltz right by, and it looks like Killer is going to manage to get the trap.
He gets the surround.
Killer with the great surround. And now there's the 1 Zergling in the main, and now Sen knows what's up. He sees the baneling nest. And Sen, renowned as one of the masters of this matchup, is on the verge of taking a big hit to a large baneling play.
Now here are the Lings. We do see speed finished for Killer. The banelings morphing in the middle of the map. And the Lings are actually just going to be able to walk straight up to this hatchery and pretty much force it to cancel unless the Lings of Sen will chase him off. But
oh no,
can't stay there for too long because, Sean, the banelings are about to finish.
Now, it is possible to pick off banelings with just Zerglings of your own, but you have to be so careful. Sen, oh god, now my heart problems are going to start again. It looks like Sen's targeting with just 2 Zerglings. He's got to be really careful.
He gets 1.
That's a great play by Sen. And it looks like he's chasing him around. Another miss.
He gets a big group, but there's still more Lings for Sen right now. There he goes, suiciding one of them.
And it looks like Killer will have to be a little bit more passive for the time being. Killer does have a couple more Zerglings at the front in that unit counting station. We see that Sen is slightly ahead in the Zergling count. Slightly ahead in the drone count, but way behind in the Zergling count. Sen is forced to make those Zerglings, but look at this, JP, a Roach Warren finishing up.
Yeah, you spoke about these timing pushes that Sen does so often. We see a lot more banelings being morphed in there for Killer, but can you elaborate a little bit what that means, Sean?
Well, it's a weird matchup because if you're in Sen's position, you're going to have to make a lot.
The baneling! That's so close.
Please needs to be careful. How did that only kill 1 Zergling?
I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for you.
Well, it looks like Killer is going to continue to push forward, and we will come back to the topics of timing push, but these banelings, managed to get 1 hit off, and they are targeting that 1 hatchery, and Killer's being very precise about trying to target click fire on each of those Lings individually, but we see that the roaches are popping out right now, and it looks like no, Killer might just go for it. Killer might just be going for the kill right now. No, Killer is just going to be slowly pulling back, does not want to lose all his banelings to those roaches of Sen.
And Sen, once again, I mean, he's just not losing all that much to this very aggressive playstyle from Killer.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Sen is just so comfortable, but Killer, wow, Killer, 23 drones. Zerglings from Sen slip into the main, and they're going to spot everything. The Queen taking a lot of damage, and it looks like
he saves it. 16 HP. That was a close call. Losing a Queen that early on could really hurt you.
This matchup is sweet. So let's talk a little bit about that idea of timing pushes. See, Sen had to make all these roaches to make sure that he didn't die. And he might over-make roaches. He might make 10, 12 total. And if he does make too many roaches, the correct play is not to say, I over-made defense, I'm in a bad spot. It is to immediately attack, because unless Killer has an equally large defense of his own, then Killer can lose to that many roaches. And wow, again with the fast layer. Same thing we saw in the Latin American Invitational.
Yeah, and we also see 2 spine crawlers going down at the natural. So he is well aware of the fact that roaches are out on the field. And, Sen is actually moving out with these roaches, it looks like, Sean.
This is the scary moment in this matchup. Does Killer actually have enough to be able to withstand an early timing push from Sen in Sen's main? You see the Evo chamber is going down, and Sen might try. Killer is going to try to go and pick off some drones. Oh no, he's going for the kill.
The hatchery.
Transfuse. It's down to 400 hit points, and it looks like he is just going to slip right up into the main.
And Here he goes. Could he actually kill that queen? No, it looks like he's just using these for scouting right now. Probably won't be able to kill too much units as the roaches are hot on their tracks. They're getting caught right now in the back of the base. Will they be able to get out? Looks like they will. They could return for that hatchery, Sean.
Oh, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do, JP.
No.
Uh-oh, it's down to 300 hit points. It's at 250. It's at 200. He's adding a larva to it. It's at 150.
And he saves it.
And it's fine. Nothing to worry about.
He could come back a little bit later on in this match and take that out. That's something that we have seen in a lot of these other matches. But Sean, we're going to be seeing a Spire, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. Those mutas could easily swing in there, take that hatchery out. You're going to be so much farther ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, JP, we're going to see not roaches, my friend. That is what I'm talking about.
It's exciting, man. This is something that a lot of Zerg players are really working into their ZVZ, is the fact that Mutalisks are becoming so good in this matchup, and it's always fun to see some new styles, especially in ZVZ.
That is what's always exciting about watching Killer play his use of these Mutalisks. Now, weirdly enough, these roaches, with their 1 armor, it's just enough to withstand a lot more hits from those Mutalisks. Keep in mind, the Mutalisk shot bounces 3 times, so in effect, that is 3 armor against those Mutalisks. So what that means is that Sen can explode with a huge amount of roaches and catch Killer off guard. The food can be a little bit deceptive, 55 to 105, but they have the same drone count, and Killer almost has the Spire done. He has a lot of money saved up, and Sen might be waiting for that +1 to finish, but he cannot wait that long. He's going to have to go right now.
It looks like he is going to be moving cross-map. +1 should finish right around the time he's at Killer's front door, but we have a total of 8 Mutalisks coming, Sean, and Sen will not be able to do anything against that except simply kill his opponent's structure.
Oh no, there's more spine crawlers coming in. 10 more seconds till that +1 finishes up. The Mutalisks are about halfway done. He's building 2 more spine crawlers. This is a huge moment. Sen is waiting. He's just waiting for that +1 attack to finish, and it's done now. And now he's going in for the kill, but it looks like Killer has a good amount of spine crawlers up on the high ground, but Sen is going to walk through that absolutely no problem, but it's all going to come down to these Mutalisks attach. Just now, Sen realizes he is against the clock. Sen desperately needs to kill off as much as he can. Only 4 spine crawlers remain, and it looks like more Zergling reinforcements coming in for Sen, but these Mutalisks doing massive amounts of damage, and he is just going to walk directly into the main base, and these 2 spine crawlers will not even have time to finish.
Now, Sen can do a ton of damage here and be okay back at home because he does have 2 spore crawlers coming in. So what is he going to be focusing down? We're going to have to wait and see. We saw some Lings get into the main base. They're starting to work on some of those drones. Meanwhile, at the natural, we see a ton of Lings getting killed by these roaches. Now he's going to focus down the hatchery, Sean. The Mutalisks are trying their best to save it, but the hatchery is going to fall with ease.
Oh, it looks like Sen's timing pushes are coming out on top this game. Up in the main base, Killer desperately trying to defend as best he can, but it looks like absolutely not. The target fire goes down on the layer. Killer has absolutely no drones.
Zero drones.
He has no drones. What's his economy like? It's not an economy.
He only has 34 minerals. He simply cannot even rebuild it. Now we see the Mutalisks going cross-map. But you got to look at the spore crawlers.
Oh, he's killed a lot of workers. 39 are gone right now. And at this point in time, it is literally a base race situation. He is going to try to rush up, pick off this 1 hatch, but oh,
6 queen, 4 spore crawlers.
What an answer.
Sen has this. Oh, there he goes, taking out that GG. Sen taking game 1.
And he takes out the hatchery before leaving. I literally was like, yeah, he got the hatch. And I was like, yeah, he's out of the game. So that now means that there's the man Sen who pulled a great win off in game number 1.
And it looks like we're going to be jumping into our next map, Sean, on Antigua. What do you think about that map in ZVZ?
Antigua Shipyard is a very odd map in Zerg vs. Zerg. It has a very wide open front base, so it's very easy for the Ling-Baneling aggression to do well. But at the same time, the distances are so huge that I really think Killer's play will be much more well attuned to that sort of map. But man, that timing by Sen was just brilliant. I mean, that's a lot of the reason why you don't see that much variety in the early game. You just kill him if he does anything weird.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it almost all day long, just those timing pushes that Sen does. And he just did that. It was so smart. Even with the mutas out on the field, he just simply killed his opponent.
And, I mean, on Antigua Shipyard, you can pull off that sort of style where you go for the large roach play, you try to do the plus timings, but Killer, I think, realizes if he had just made 4 or 5 spine crawlers the instant he saw the roaches come out, he actually would have held it off. Right. It's a very odd way to play to get that many spine crawlers that early and get the Mutalisks that quickly. You sacrifice overall size of army for a much more much more aggressive, much more easily controlling army with the Mutalisks, and he just didn't quite have enough time.
It looks like we are waiting